submission from, must be someone famous because the media's all come in the room, Wellington City Council Mayor Tory Whanau.
I'm here with our iwi, Liz Kelly from Wellington City Council, and we're here to completely oppose the Treaty Principles Bill, and we hold significant concern for what it means, which is to diminish the legal, political and cultural fabric of Aotearoa. As Mayor of Wellington, my job is to service the city and its people and advocate for their concerns and their wishes. And as the first Māori mayor, I have an obligation to use my position to stand up for tangata whenua and stand alongside our mana whenua and iwi partners in expressing our absolute disbelief and disappointment that this bill has even gotten this far. When the hikoe mō te tiriti descended on Waitangi Park and onto the steps of Parliament on November 18th, 2024, a message was sent to central government that our city and our people do not stand for this bill. I'm here to reiterate this message. This bill diminishes our mana. It is unhelpful, unproductive, and is attempting to provide a solution to a problem that does not exist. The bill is hypocritical. It is a piece of legislation which allegedly seeks to promote equality before the law, yet only recognises the specific rights of iwi and hapu, but excluding individual Māori or those disconnected from the iwi due to generations of colonisation. Picking and choosing who gets recognised in this bill is not equality, and it is not effective. In fact, this bill represents the very thing this government is supposedly against, an unnecessary and costly ideology pandering vanity project that does not deliver tangible outcomes or public good. At the moment, the Te Tiriti o Waitangi already provides a set of established principles which have already been developed by legal experts to reflect the agreement originally signed in 1840. Partnership, protection and participation. During my time as mayor, I've had the pleasure of witnessing and experiencing Te Tiriti in action with these already established principles, creating an effective framework which helps local government deliver for its people and collaborate with Māori. An example of this at Wellington City Council is our Tākaihere Agreement. It's a partnership that enables our council to work with iwi and deliver on social, environmental and economic outcomes for the city. Te Tiriti is also embedded into the Local Government Act, meaning that Māori have fair representation and the opportunity to have their say on local government issues, just like everybody else. Not only do these examples demonstrate that Te Tiriti is already an effective document in national and local governance, but it also shows the confusion that could occur should the bill go through. Speaking in the local government context, making significant changes to pre-existing legislation will place even more pressure on council when we're already navigating a tough climate. We're struggling. This pressure, paired with the uncertainty of what this bill will do, will have negative consequences on local government, impacting our ability to deliver to our constituents. If the purpose of the local government is to deliver for local communities and deal with our unique and specific needs, then achieving this mission requires local knowledge. There is no knowledge more local than that is held by Indigenous people. Te Tiriti's framework for partnership, protection and participation allows us to engage with this knowledge, working with Māori and mana whenua to deliver outcomes that we need. Honouring Te Tiriti and the original manaaki or caretakers of this land is localism at its finest. Te Tiriti serves as the basis for community building, unity and partnership, which in my view is the basis of local government. Much of the rhetoric that surrounds this bill is based on the fact that somehow the original principles of Te Tiriti are fit, unfair and unjust, placing one group above the other. But this isn't the case. Te Tiriti is an enduring agreement, a partnership between two groups. And despite this bill and its author's best efforts, it's time for us to make it clear that partnership does not threaten the individual, that protection is not synonymous with overreach, and that participation does not mean exclusion, and that equal representation is not undemocratic. If the hikoe showed us anything, it's that Aotearoa stands for Te Tiriti. If my time in local government has shown me anything, it's that working with Te Tiriti creates the best outcomes for our local communities. Te Tiriti is an agreement that established our past, and I know all across the motu, we want to make sure Te Tiriti creates our future. I am urging that this bill not go any further. I'd like to hand over to our Porirua Liz, if you'd like to share any words, put you on the spot.
There's a microphone there.
Oh, okay. Kia ora for that. Kia ora mea whānau for that. I guess all I would like to say is that Māori never ceded sovereignty.
Thank you. We'll go to questions now. Todd, Stephenson, first question.
Thank you for appearing. It seems to me, basically your submission, you're saying there are different rights for Māori because of the treaty. Are you comfortable that there are actually different sets of rights based on ancestry in New Zealand?
I mean, I think perhaps the way you interpret these rights is different to how I would, but yes, we are tangata whenua. We signed with the Crown on that agreement that, and trying to rewrite it now is completely pointless.
I have a follow-up question too, Mr. Chair, if there is time.
Yes, Todd.
You also said that the current principles of the treaty which we have reflect what was signed in 1840. We've actually had evidence during this process that those principles were actually a political fix in a sense. They were really to try and reconcile the differences between the English version and the Maori version, because they are different, right? I think everyone accepts that. You've got any reflections on that?
That the current ones work.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to a question from Huhana Linden.
Kia ora. Thank you, Mayor Whanau and Wellington Council for coming in to share your kōrero. I wanted to ask about, do you think that this is actually, like the Treaty Principles Bill process that we're currently undertaking, a good use or a legitimate use of parliamentary resource and process, knowing that, well, we've heard from parties of the coalition government that they don't intend to support the bill beyond the select committee. So do you think it's a bit Momo timer that we're even doing this?
Oh, I completely agree. You know, for a government that says that we should go back to basics and nice to haves, this is complete waste of resource for Parliament as well as councils. To add to that, the referendum for the Māori ward is a waste of resource, and there's just no mandate for this sort of work. So it's quite surprising that this government has put this much effort into this.
Supplementary question as I have time, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Huhana Linden.
Wondering about that in terms of, cost to the taxpayer in running this select committee process, knowing we had over 300,000 submissions. Do you think that's a bit of a Momo timer and a Momo poochia?
Yes, absolutely. And in the same vein as the Māori ward, it's going to cost ratepayers 150,000 to run a poll that's already been overwhelmingly supported by over 96% of submitters. So I feel for the ratepayer and the taxpayer paying for something that essentially has no mandate.
Kia ora.
Thanks, Suhana. Todd, another question.
So then is it your submission that you actually can put a price on democracy?
It's his words. It's his words.
It's your words. I'm not sure what you're getting at there.
Okay, thank you. And another question from Huhana Linden.
While we have time, are you able to share with us your relationships with mana whenua and the way that you've developed this process and providing voice to mana whenua in local government as a meaningful example of how working together does support good decision making in local government?
I actually had our iwi Leaders Forum on Friday, and our relationship with Te Atiawa and Ngāti Toa is excellent. It's it's something that can't really be, quantified, or it's all about relationship building, sharing the same values and ensuring that always we put our people at the basis of our decision making. It is a true partnership. I'm really proud of Wellington City Council for prioritising this, and I see it as a great model for other councils to use as well.
Thank you, Huhana. Thank you, Tory and Liz, for being with us this morning. We appreciate your time for the committee.
Thank you, Chair.